Good
I hope
morning.
so. Let's take a look.
Got my coffee. Woohoo.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Carole. Let's make sure we're live
Good
today.
morning. Yeah, let me grab my phone and I'll check it out.
Yes, we are. Coming at you live.
Love it. I better turn it down, otherwise.
I should show this.
What the heck?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Friday. What a week. Good morning, Heidi. How are you today? Thanks for watching. I just typed something. I don't know if it goes through, but whatever.
Oh, that's right. Now, see, I don't get to see any of that. So
I can't believe you can't see any of that. Oh, the beauty of this. Oh, look at how fun.
You'll have to tell me who's
Oh,
on.
Carole, good morning. We made it to Friday. What a week this has been.
TGIF.
What is different about today is that we are separated today. We're in two different spots just to be on the safe side and for convenience. And that's the beauty of doing this virtually, right? And doing a live at home. So today we're separated.
Yeah.
So I miss seeing you.
I miss you, Shirley. Laverne.
Here's me being like, who's Shirley? Who's that?
I know.
What's her name?
I know. It was last week that we were dressed up in costume and we were Laverne and Shirley.
And that seems like forever ago.
I know, doesn't it? Mm-hmm.
An election away ago, right?
You got that right.
That's right. So good morning. What are you drinking today? What do you got going? Today it's Friday. We're having coffee with Carole and Heather.
Look at my little coffee mug.
I want to hear all about this mug. Hi, Katie. Good morning to you.
I am so proud. I haven't really shared this on social media, so this is kind of the unveiling. I have a new granddaughter, and I'm going to show you. Well, so I'm drinking a hot coffee in my coffee mug, but I have two granddaughters.
That is so cute.
This lovely little blonde at the top is Selena, who just turned 6. And this little one down below, the little pumpkin, is Isabella. She was born October 1st. And her parents really asked me not to place it all over social media.
Oh.
So instead, we're going live with United Way. I think it's enough time, and they've done some pictures. It's okay. But I'm really proud to be a grandma. My husband and I are grandma and grandpa. We love it. And
look at that cute mug. What does it say?
I had mugs made for the two of us. Together is a beautiful place to be. And then it says the Steinecke family, which is my son's last name.
Yeah.
Because he was my child from my previous marriage. And then it has multiple pictures of them together. And these were the pictures they sent me within the first 4 or 5 days. So I just couldn't resist. I had to have all these pictures made and put them all over the house and celebrating.
So she's a month old already. How did that time fly by?
I know, really busy. And my son is in the U.S. Army living in Germany. So, I was reflecting this morning just to talk a little bit about this beautiful family of mine. I was reflecting this morning on my moments of gratitude. So I got a call the other night from my pastor at church who asked if I would be willing to speak at our Thanksgiving Eve service. Ooh. Which I'm a little hesitant because I don't want to go and be in a big crowd, but I haven't really been to church in the last 6 months. But I'm going to say yes. And I was thinking of my moments of gratitude. And what some people don't know is that my son was scheduled to get married April 25th, and I was flying there. And in the midst of the pandemic, Germany was shut down. He called me on a Thursday and said, "Mom, we have to go right now and get married because the government's shutting down the country. And if we don't get married, we may miss the window of opportunity to get married under the license that they had applied for, because they had applied for it so far in advance because he's in the Army, he's living in Germany. His wife, Sabrina, is from Germany. And so we knew all along the wedding was going to happen, but I missed it, right? But in this moment of COVID, I'm grateful that my son got married, and I'm so grateful that they were expecting a child that we knew about from January, and that they had her, Isabella, and that I not only have my son and my daughter-in-law and and Isabella, but I have a second granddaughter, Selena, because of their marriage. So that's one of my moments of gratitude this year. And a lot of people
For
feel
sure.
bad for me that I haven't been able to hold her.
Well,
or
I
see
do
them.
because she's so darn cute.
Right. But you know what? I sometimes have to pinch myself and go, "You're a grandma."
Glamma. I'm gonna go glamma when I'm that age, which is not for like 50 years yet, because I'm really that young. But glamma. I love that.
I
do too. So you're drinking out of your mug. So here's what I found. Speaking of vintage mugs, I find this hilarious since the day I started here. This is in the back, caring that works, and it's a cat.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's a United Way mug with a cat carrying and like some animals carrying their work. So I don't know how old this mug is, but I find it hysterical that there's animals on this. Like this has got to be.
That's got to be vintage. Holy moly.
I've
never even seen that mug.
I know. Isn't it? I found it in the back of the cupboard this morning. I'm like, what mug am I going to use? I'm having a hot tea today, but it's just, this makes me laugh every time. Like, I don't know. We don't fund really any animal program.
No.
But we are animal lovers here at United Way. So don't forget that, right?
Yes, we are. I have a grand dog that lives in Austin, Pflugerville, Texas. So
what's the dog's name?
Jeb, Jeb.
Oh, that's cute. That's a perfect like Austin name.
And Jeb is going to get a new sister, I think, or brother. I'm not sure, but they're getting another dog. And I don't ask me what breed, but and Jeb is kind of a mix of many. Jeb is he's not even a dog.
Well, maybe next time you have to have a pickup Jeb.
Oh my God, I can. Yeah, I'll have to have my daughter-in-law Amanda and my son Mark send me a picture of their little family, and that would be them and Jeb.
So cute.
So
well, so I want to share. Today is we're proudly supported today by Conscious Cup Coffee Roasters.
Yay!
So thank you to Conscious Cup. They're doing something very cool for our United Way when we're doing these live coffee with Carole and Heather's. And I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. So if you are a coffee lover and you want to support local, you have to just download this Joe app on your phone if you don't already have it. And pull up the company Conscious Cup. They're located in Cary and Crystal Lake both. And so you get 10% off one drink this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, when you use the coupon code United and you do it right from your phone. So if you are out and about this weekend, you want to socially distance and they have a drive up in Crystal Lake, definitely pre-order, grab your coffee, 10% off, thanks to Conscious Cup. You know, it's more important than ever that we're supporting our local businesses and restaurants, especially as we all know through this time of, I don't know, turmoil or we don't know the pandemic and we're not really sure what's happening. So thank you to Conscious Cup for sponsoring our coffees with Carole and Heather. Get your coffee, download the Joe app. So easy to do. I do have a favorite there. I think you've heard me talk about it, the Sweet Honey Bee with lavender in it, but I'm sure they have all the fun fall drinks and coming up with all the like holiday peppermint mochas and all those fun things.
I was there a week ago, I think on Thursday, and had really my first coffee meeting in the pandemic. And I had my favorite, Vanilla Ella, which I just love.
I want to sing songs.
They can make it like sugar-free. So if you're really worried about calories or
for sure,
or whatever people are doing, you can make it however you want.
Yeah. So definitely hit that up.
Grateful to them. Yeah. Grateful to Mike Shipley and his team. They're just great people.
Thank you, Mike. Get your copies. But this also brings us now to $5 Fridays. So the beautiful thing is, as you know, if you want to text, at the bottom of your screen, you see it scrolling through, text Fundraising Friday to 44321 on your cell phone. You can be asked to donate $5. You got paid today. We got paid today, $5 to United Way. And you can get entered to win a prize. So this coming up next, November 20th is our next coffee with Carole and Heather. And so you can win this fabulous journal notebook, blank for a new slate in 2021. Maybe you want to
love a
write your
good
holiday
journal.
list in there,
Yeah.
but it's a United Way journal. It's really nice. It's a nice cover, really good quality, as well as this very fun United Way tote bag,
Woo! Yay! I
which your
love it.
computer can fit right in, and it's got a little carabiner clip for your keys. Take it to your office if you're working, or around town. Put your Christmas gifts in it. I don't know, but I love this bag.
That's
So it's
awesome.
two fun things. Just text $5 or your best gift to United Way Fundraising Friday 44321 at the bottom of your screen, and support your local United Way. You know, we support 33 local nonprofits, and the need is great this year, of course, as we all know, but always. And we appreciate your support. That goes directly to our agencies that we support. So last week we, speaking of mugs, I can't figure out my camera here, but last week we had the winner would get this United Way vintage mug, as well as a $20 gift card to donated lovingly by Carole to Starbucks. And the Starbucks Foundation is very good to our United Way. So thank you for that. And we are going to draw the winner today of who won that. Whoever texted to give last week during our Halloween special, if you didn't see it, gets this fun $20 gift for whatever donate. $5, you get a $20 gift card and a mug. And our winner today, Tom Rooney. Woo, Tom!
All right. Woo, woo, woo. If you
Love
don't know
Tom.
Tom is one of our United Way board members who just joined us in July for a 3-year term, and he represents BMO Harris Bank. He is an amazing United Way champion, and he had served for years on our allocations panel. And last year around this time, we had some conversation around, could we bring on someone from the BMO Harris campaign? And Tom was one of those people that stood out. And we're grateful for his energy and enthusiasm and his gift to the United Way. So that's great. How
so
fun.
We're going to toast to Tom. Cheers,
all right.
Tom.
Cheers to Tom.
My 2 United Way mugs. And we will get that prize to you. Maybe you can buy yourself coffee.
We love our board members too. You know, we've got some people out there we want to do a little shout out for. So we've got, is it Patrick White's doing his Giving Tuesday. He's already launched his fundraiser on Facebook. So if you're friends with Patrick, we encourage you to go out and make a contribution. All the gifts raised on Giving Tuesday will be matched, and we'll be talking about that probably on the 20th. So you guys all know more details. We have a $10,000 match this year. So it's really great that people will be able to give back and have their gifts matched. And then we've got Becky Kirchner, who's with Remax Plaza, realtor extraordinaire, who's also on our board, and she has a special birthday. Who would have known all these birthdays? And so she's got a birthday fundraiser. If you know Becky and you're following along and you want to make a contribution, you can do that through her birthday fundraiser on Facebook. So we're grateful to our board members who are out there really being champions in the community and helping people find an avenue to make their best gift in 2020.
And so if anybody out there is interested in learning about how you can do a fundraiser for United Way through a text to give, maybe if you don't know people who might not be on Facebook but would like to text to give, or to do a Facebook fundraiser, feel free to reach out. They've been really successful, and they're very fun to see people's what their cause is or what they're passionate about. And so the beautiful thing about United Way is, which we love to talk about, and we'll be on Joe and Tina at Star 105 on Giving Tuesday, and to talk more about that. But the Facebook fundraisers are easy to do. It's very fun. And we are an umbrella organization. So if you choose United Way, we, as I said earlier, support 33 nonprofits, and they run 48 different programs in health and human services. And so it's a great thing to be able to give one donation to several people or several organizations, and support several if you're passionate about a lot of causes. So like homelessness or healthcare or things, mental health, those types of things that we're all kind of navigating in these times. This is a great way to support them all with your one gift. So that's one of the things I love the most about United Way.
Well, and Facebook makes it so easy. If you're pushing out something and oftentimes you're writing about the United Way in your post, it will ask you, do you want to make this or add a button for a fundraiser? So when you see that come up, that's as simple as it is. And we've been able to, through Giving Tuesday, we've been able to generate more dollars every year because
Yeah.
people who are on our board and our staff have all chosen to do that. So you can do that on behalf of the United Way as well. As part of this, I'm going to give a shout out quick to Pam Gish, who is with Get in Shape, which is, she's a health coach. And she did a fundraiser last year, which was highly successful, raised over $700,000 by selling masks. And she made masks at home when she was doing the shelter in place. And then she said, if you want a mask, you can make a donation to the United Way. And that was a great way for her to use her talent and to be able to, make masks for people who needed them and then raise money for the United Way. And so she's a big champion. She's an iPledge supporter, and we're grateful to Pam for what she does. So love the creativity when people use Facebook.
And Facebook, they don't incur any fees, right? Or we don't incur any fees. So if you donate $25, then we get that full $25. So there's no credit card transaction fees or whatever, which is a beautiful thing. So we get the full amount and the full gift. So sometimes doing it online, people don't realize that there is a fee, of course, to do a credit card. So Facebook, I don't know, whatever, maybe they eat that up or whatever, but basically we get all the full donation amount. So that's one of the great things about doing a Facebook fundraiser. So thanks to all those people doing one. I'm going to do one for Giving Tuesday also. So be on the lookout for mine.
I am too.
Carole will, and
we'll
our
be
whole
in competition. Staff. I'm trying to think of what goal to set. I was trying to think, is 2,500 enough or 5,000? Then I'm like, I honestly think I want to raise $100,000 as part of the Giving Tuesday initiative. And Heather and I will be talking about some of the cool things we're going to do. There may be a gold pant sighting, like Carole in her gold disco wear, right? Traveling across the county on Giving Tuesday. We haven't figured that out completely, but we're mapping out a plan.
Yep.
And I really want the community to be inspired, and whether they give cash or a check, or they do a donate on the, hit the red donate button, or it's text to give, or it's through a Facebook fundraiser. Wouldn't it be amazing to say that we've been able to raise over $100,000 on a Giving Tuesday, because there's so many pressing needs in our community. And this is the year, if people are able to make a gift, this is the year that we need that gift made. And then that'll bring you right into the United Way family, so you can continue to give year after year. So
I think we should ask those who are watching, do we want to see Carole resurrect the gold pants? We have had so many people comment about these gold pants. So God bless, it's a beautiful thing.
For Halloween, you put those pictures out with my costumes, and I kept looking through, and I was amazed. A lot of people said A, B, C, and D. They liked all my costumes.
Yeah.
But there was a resounding number of people who said they liked the gold pants.
Yeah. Nobody can rock a pair of gold pants.
Oh my God.
Did your family say anything? Did your kids say anything?
No, they didn't even.
They didn't say?
They probably expect this out of their mother.
That's so.
Nobody really, my nieces probably were the ones who were laughing the hardest, because they're like, oh gosh, that's Aunt Carole doing her silly, crazy stuff. You're the same. We're both like theater people, right? Like,
well, I don't know that I'm a theater person, but
you're a Broadway show kind of girl, right? Like, get out there and watch the shows and enjoy it. And, I feel like, if I were to say this might sound really funny, but I feel like we have a huge stage or a platform, and we're able to really bring joy into people's lives and share information that can bring them hope in a moment of need. And so I think I'm in my element here, and I love having fun and being silly, but I'm also very serious about the needs and what's going on in our county. And if it takes a pair of gold pants to get people to want to give money to help our community at a time when we really need these dollars, I'll do it. I'll do whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I think sometimes we could use a little smile.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to head into the winter, and I'm a little concerned, right?
Right.
What that holds for us. And it's getting dark early, and I hate it.
Yeah. Well, thank God we have beautiful weather this week. I'm encouraging everybody in my network. I've told our staff, unplug early today. It's not often we get 70-degree days in November. Let's enjoy it, and really take care of ourselves. It's important.
Yeah. Cherish
these moments.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. We're talking about having a bonfire or something, doing something
nice.
So in Coffee with Carole and Heather, we often ask for questions from you guys. What are some of the things you want to hear? You know, what questions you have about our United Way, our county, whatever the case may be. And one of the ones that was submitted, which I thought was perfect timing, is what are the pressing needs in our county right now? So last week we talked a little bit about our COVID response fund and our involvement with that and how we are working. And, you know, as the research kind of comes up and comes back, you know, what are we doing for that and how people can still donate and things like that. So we're definitely, that's on our radar, and we're passionate about keeping those funds going and being able to donate more to our local nonprofits through that fund. But what are really the pressing needs in our county? And Carole, I know you kind of have a really good pulse on this from talking to all of our nonprofits that we partner with, and some other people as well, not just those that we are partners with. So anything you want to share on that?
Sure. So, you know, I would just say since mid-March, I have spent more time in conversation around the needs in the county, specifically with the local nonprofits that are under the United Way, but beyond that, McHenry County Housing Authority, and Kim Ulbrich and I had a conversation as recent as this morning about the needs in the community and the concern with the rental moratorium that's on. People aren't being forced to pay rent right now, but they're going to at some point. And are people keeping up? What if people have lost jobs and they're not in a position to make those payments? And so a concern for the future is really just homelessness. And is there going to be a spike of people who are going to be evicted or forced out of their homes because they can't keep up? And what does that look like? And how do we really help the community? And I made a call, or I was texting this morning with Laura Franz from TLS Veterans, who support our homeless vets. And she said there is definitely a need for more funding to ensure that people who are in a position where they can't afford the rental payments, that they can always use more dollars. And specifically thinking about this, maybe it's an emergency situation. So, you know, there may be a lot of grants that are provided over the course of the year that help with transitional housing, but sometimes there's not emergency funds for people who have just been, I mean, literally like evicted today, and now where do they stay, right? And maybe the PADS shelter is full and they need a place to stay. And so having funds available for the emergency needs. So if I could stay in a hotel for a week until they can help me find an apartment to move into, and you know, where do you store all your belongings and all this stuff. I mean, there's just so much that goes into that. And so, you know, from the TLS perspective, they said they can always benefit from food and clothing and things like that, but what's really most important is the money, and that people make a commitment to make a gift, and make that gift to the nonprofits in the county, or make it to the United Way, and we invest then in the organizations that provide support with homelessness. So we fund Home of the Sparrow and their transitional housing you know, we fund a portion of it, not all of it, a portion of it, and TLS Veterans and Pioneer Center and the PADS shelter, and also Turning Point, who receives some funds for their emergency shelter. So women who are impacted with domestic violence and are victims of that, and they're trying to move away from that situation and they need a place to stay quickly, they can call Turning Point and be moved into their emergency shelter for up to 60 days. And a percentage of the dollars that we're investing are helping with that. And that would be, you know, one of the concerns this winter is really just what's going to happen for people, restaurant workers who have just found themselves now out of a job again, or reduced hours with less income. And as a result, they don't know how they're going to make their rent payment. So I know that we've got our finger on the pulse. We're having conversations in the county right now about that. And we're going to look at ways that we can make sure we're really showing up to assist those nonprofits and more in a big way. Senior Care Volunteer Network, I was communicating with Sarah Schremp yesterday, and I think Sarah's on the call today. So shout out to
she
Sarah.
Just said good morning.
Good morning. And so, you know, Sarah and I were talking about the transportation needs in the county, and there's a lot of people who benefit from the services at the Senior Care Volunteer Network in Crystal Lake. They're typically 60 and over, and our older adult population. And, you know, they've always provided the transportation no matter the need. But the one that I want to draw attention to that I think is really critical is the people who have no transportation to critical medical appointments, dialysis appointments that they cannot skip. Right, this is life threatening if they don't attend those, or people who may be going through treatment and they don't have transportation services. And when I think back to like my own family, my parents, when my mom was ill with cancer and she needed to go every day for treatment, well, how would I have taken days off every single day? And it wasn't just a 1 hour, hey, pick her up, take her there and get back home. It was pick her up at her home at a certain time, deliver her to the McHenry Hospital where she was getting treatment, and then wait for the treatment to be completed, and then deliver back home to then go to work. It would have been at least a 4-hour commitment on my part. And I was brand new at the United Way at that time. So the Senior Care Volunteer Network would have been one of those organizations who could have helped fill the gap for my family. Maybe I take a day, my brother takes a day, my dad takes a day, and then they cover 2 days for my mom. And that would have been a great way to help us out. And you can use some of your sick time to help with your family's medical needs, but you can't if you exhaust all of it in 1 week, well, then what do you do? So relying on organizations like the Senior Care Volunteer Network really to lift up our older adults in this community. And they do so much more than that, but transportation is always a continued concern. And I know the county has big plans and things that might be unveiling soon, which Sarah was sharing in her text. And so I'll wait for that to be official and approved. But then, some more good news for our county with additional support from a transportation perspective. And then the last one I was thinking about this morning is people who have lost jobs and they're uninsured or underinsured.
So many.
Right. Where do you go for medical assistance and how do you get added support? So we want to remind people about the Family Health Partnership Clinic and also the McHenry Community Health Center. Both of them are partner agencies that receive funding for medical services. And if you're in a position where you have no insurance and you're like, I need to get to a doctor, I need to be seen, and for whatever need, it doesn't matter. Make sure you reach out to either of those organizations. So Family Health Partnership Clinic is located in Crystal Lake, and the McHenry Community Health Center is in McHenry. And the McHenry Community Health Center is part of a larger organization called Greater Elgin Family Care Center, and they have health centers across the region. So if you live in the Sycamore DeKalb area, they have one in that area. They have one in Elgin, and I'm sure they're all over, but those are the ones that I know about for sure. And I know there's help out there for people. We just need to seek that out, which was part of my conversation this morning with Kim Ulbrich over at the McHenry County Housing Authority. She and I were sharing about how in 2009, when the economy tanked and people were out of jobs and a lot of people lost their homes and really were in a struggle, that she and I were both impacted during that time. I had a job loss and her husband lost her home. And that is what actually plummeted us both into the nonprofit sector and found us now in these careers where we're helping across the community of McHenry County in a really big way. And what we both shared is that we never expected to be in that situation and that we needed to understand that it was important for us to advocate for ourselves. And so I want people who are listening that might listen to this and have friends or family who have been impacted in some way, that the best course of action when you're in a situation where you don't know what to do is seek help, advocate for yourself, or advocate for a loved one. We had a board member yesterday reach out who was advocating for services for a woman who she works with. And she said her daughter needed help. And she wasn't even in this country. She's in another country right now struggling with addictions. And Heather and I both responded. We provided all kinds of ideas and thoughts around that. And, it's again, reaching out and asking, what do you know? Who can help me? And then we can help in other organizations, Senior Care Volunteer Network, TLS Veterans, Family Health Partnership Clinic, the McHenry Community Health Center. All of them are equipped to help point people in the right direction. So if you come in for a medical need, there's maybe 20 more services you could take advantage of, and people don't always realize that.
Well, and somebody just said, can we say that again? And yes, I put in the comments and the notes, the names of the agencies we're talking about, and then we will link that up after the show, so that everybody, in case they need a quick, easy access to what we're talking about today. But yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, which we want to always remind people too about the 211 community helpline, which I know we've talked about almost every single time we've been on. There is nothing more important than having one place that you can go as a direct link. And Heather has some really exciting news to share about 211.
So it was a perfect segue. Yeah, I love how that happens because, you know, you mentioned housing, and that is our number one as we've done the breakdown of the last year, or, you know, from beginning of 2020 until now, till October. What is the most pressing need, or the calls I get the most? And that's on housing, whether it's mortgage assistance, rental assistance, you know, low income housing. Where can I go? That is the number one call to 211. And so it's definitely a pressing issue, and it's people just need help and answers and some guidance. So again, 211 is available to call from anywhere in McHenry County, or usually, right, Carole, anywhere.
Yeah, it's available
and get connected.
Yeah, it's available in 94% of the communities nationwide. So no matter where you live in the country, you can pick up your phone and call 211. So if you have family members that live in another state, Ohio, Nevada, California, it doesn't matter, they could be calling the 211 community helpline to get added support. And I've heard a lot of really positive feedback from people over the years about 211. In fact, I was up at True Value in Harvard a year ago at this time. And at the end of my presentation, the woman came up to me and said, I just want you to know that a couple of years ago, you spoke and shared about 211 and that one of her family members used the tool and it worked so wonderfully for her. And it helped her actually, I think the woman was out of work, and she was able to get connected to some resources that led her to get, you know, ultimately find a job. Well, if that's how 211 works, eventually they find employment, gainful employment, to get back on their feet, then we know it's working, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great one. And then did you want to talk about the new texting feature?
So you can call 211, but now as of this week, we now have availability to text 211. So we know we're all kind of in that texting world, or younger folks who like to text rather than call, or feel more comfortable texting. All you have to do is text 898-211, and I should put that on here. We'll add that on here, and we'll add that in the comments too. 898-211. Dial that in your phone. And I did it this morning just to check it out, and I'm going to see if I can maybe pull that up. And it coming out, it says, looking for help for 211. So you just dial that number, and they're only doing it right now 8:30 to 4:30 during business hours. But an automatic text come back, and you just have to type in your zip code and what you're looking for. So maybe we're in McHenry, so maybe it's 60050, and I'm looking for housing. And you can start texting that way. So it's a great convenient addition to 211. You can now call or text. So keep that in mind, and we'll keep reminding people, and as we unveil this fun new feature, super easy to do, and hopefully that helps even more people, because we know the need is great. So we will add that in there, that you text 898-211. I should type that in the box here. And I will do that. Text 211. 898-211 for your needs. Okay, so cool thing there. And then pretty much we're wrapping up, but I did want to say our next show, we're going to do this every first and third Friday of the month. We just had a special Halloween edition, which was so fun. But our next show is going to be Friday, November 20th. What's going to be really cool about this is our board member, Julie Majori, she works at Corporate Disc, which is right next door. Yeah, she's going to be a special guest for us. So this is going to be fun. We're going to bring in somebody else. And the reason we bring in Julie is because she has an amazing story to share about her experience with United Way, needing help with nonprofits. It's a moving, touching story. She shared it back with us. And then she shared it at our kickoff. I guess it was already a year ago. For our kickoff, she shared her story, and people were moved. And it is just a really great reminder how you can use United Way and how we are an important link in the community. So I definitely think stay tuned for that, because that will be so much fun to have her on, but it will be great to hear her story. And then we can talk a little bit at that time too about Giving Tuesday, which will be right around the corner from that. Thanksgiving, I know we were talking about maybe like a thankful kind of episode or something. So there'll be a lot to share on November 20th. And I'm really excited about that one.
I'm excited about it too.
So.
Julie is a great person with a huge heart, and just really has always been a champion for our United Way. Their entire team over at Corporate Disc, Joe Foley and David Gimbel, the owners of the company, and we're just grateful. In fact, I was thinking of them this morning because last year they did their wreath fundraiser, and we all got fresh wreaths that we were able to place on our, in our homes or wherever, and we were picking those up over at Corporate Disc in early December. And so I don't know that that's on the horizon this year just because of the times and what's happening, but they always were finding creative ways to fundraise for the United Way. And for that, we're so grateful.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She told her story to their team too, which was.
Yes, that's how we first heard her. I think it was in November of 2018. And then in September of 2019 is when she did it at our kickoff. So yeah, it's a very compelling story.
So stay tuned for her. And then just a reminder, a few things before we leave. Don't forget today is Fundraising Friday. So you can text Fundraising Friday at the bottom of your screen, 44321 on your phone. And $5, $10, your best gift. And you will be entered to win next time we're together on November 20th, this cool little United Way merch set, a bag and a fun journal. Congrats to Tom Rooney, who won our vintage United Way mug and a gift card for coffee. He was our winner from last time.
Thank you, Tom. And, good job.
Gosh, Carole, there was one other thing. Oh, Conscious Cup is our sponsor today, so don't forget to download their app through the Joe app. And then you can get 10% off your coffee Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So when you're out and about, it's a beautiful weekend. You might want to take advantage of an iced coffee. You can go to Conscious Cup and do your order online, mobile order through the Joe app and get 10% off with the code UNITED. So don't forget that. Shout out to Conscious Cup for helping us and for making a donation to our United Way.
So grateful.
Local guys, we have so many places we love. And Conscious Cup is definitely one of those. So love them. Anything else, Carole, from you?
No, that was a great wrap up. Thank you for all of that. And thanks for all the preparation and everything you do to make this happen. I am so grateful, Heather.
This is so much fun. And I hope everybody enjoys the weekend. Do you have any questions?
Beautiful weather. So get out and enjoy it, right? And take advantage of it. I'm looking out on my beautiful patio.
You can tell the sun's like really bright there.
Yeah. When I have a chance today, I'm going to take a few minutes and just spend time out there and just reflect and enjoy and take in the beautiful day. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks to all of our friends who have submitted fun comments and questions. Thanks, Sarah and Amy and Jamie and Heidi. And if you have any other questions or topics that you think would be good for our Coffee with Carole and Heather as we go through the year, feel free to submit. We like to, make sure that you've got all the answers you need and that you, your voice is heard. And if there's any barriers or anything from you being a supporter or donor, we would love to hear from you and help you navigate why United Way is the best.
That's wonderful. Woo, woo. I got my Live United.
Right. Live United.
Yep, Live United, folks.
Hi, Robin. Robin Doden.
Hey, Robin.
Good to see you.
Nice to see her. That's great.
All right, Carole.
Thank you, Heather. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Cheers to the weekend.
Cheers to the weekend. Happy Friday. Take care.